Wow, you're awful tall today.
Ladder.
The ladder. I like that. I'm looking up at you.
I really like that.
Yeah.
It's my favorite item in the showroom right now.
The ladder is very cool. The library.
I confess I come and stand on it at least once a day.
Yeah. I mean, what a great addition to our showroom.
It is. It really is. It's a popular item, so we thought, hey, maybe everyone should see it.
Yeah. The guys did a really great job with the finishing work in here. The face framing. Of course, the piece of artwork that Carol did is super fantastic.
It is.
And we've got this great fireplace.
We do a lot of fireplace surrounds.
We do. We do. So yeah, this is a great addition to our showroom. And I'm really excited about people coming in and seeing it. But I like you on the ladder the best. That's very cool.
Thanks. So what's on the show today?
Today?
Today.
How about Homearama?
Okay, Homearama's always fun.
Yeah, it's coming up this fall.
Right, right.
And we are building a house again with Sam Cohen of Joey Corp.
Number 6, right?
6 or 7. I've lost count, but it's very exciting.
It is.
It's always fun. And of course, we get to showcase so much of our product.
I know every year you say, are we going to do this again? And we think, wow, we got so much requests to do it again. And people love it when we do it. So I know you feel obligated.
Yeah, people look forward to it, and it creates excitement in the show. You know, one thing I'm really excited about this year is we have Jody Crow of Jody Crow Interiors coming back to work with us on this house. Now, the last time he worked with us in 2011, the house was stunning.
It won all the awards.
It won all the awards. He is just a super fantastic interior designer.
He is. And we were so lucky to get him. He's awfully popular.
He's tough to get.
He's usually in New York or
traveling. So the fact that we have him back, the fact that we're partnering with Sam and Patty again to build this house in this fall show, it's just, you know, it's really good, and I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to get started. So before you know it, the house will be finished, the show will open, and everybody will be coming out to see everything that's going on at the show, the builders. And again, this is something that Tidewater Builders Association sponsors every year. It's an exciting event, and we are very happy to be a part of it.
So I hope you follow along with us.
I'm Nick, I'm the operations manager with the Closet Factory. I've been in this position for almost a year now, and I was installing for 5 years prior to that. The main difference between being an installer and the position I have now is being an installer, you only got to focus on one job every day. In my position now, I got to focus on every single job going out for the foreseeable future. So I've tried to put systems in place to make everything easier and just make everyone's job, day-to-day job, as straightforward as possible. It just makes it easier that way if everyone knows exactly what they're doing. If everything's really laid out for them, we run off of the production status report that just gives everyone daily goals to hit, and it's really easy to track. The first Homearama we participated in was in 2011. We've done 6 whole houses over the years, as well as being involved in other builders' homes, just in a smaller amount of spaces in the home. We're doing one house in Homearama, we're doing the entire house, is 16 spaces. And then the other 2 houses we're doing, one for East Coast Development, and then one is the Scholarship House. East Coast, we're doing a master closet and a pantry, and then the Scholarship House, we're doing 2 closets and a pantry as well. So the first house we did in Culpeper Landing, we did an entire house, and that was with Sam Cohen of Joey Corp, and that's who our partner is on this next house we're doing in Culpeper Landing. So Sam builds the house, he builds it from the ground up. They frame the house. I know Jeff has some input on the design of the house, and then that's kind of when we get our first count of how many spaces we're gonna do. And then he works with all of the designers. They kind of all give their input on the spaces. Him and Carol do a lot of work out there as with an interior designer as well, picking colors and kind of going through basically the same design consultation process that we would go through with a normal client for all 16 spaces. So it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of stuff has to come together just right. And as soon as there's sheetrock on the walls, we'll hopefully be starting to install. Being able to have that kind of input on the building of the house itself obviously makes it easier on us. You know, we've got the first-hand knowledge of it, and there's no surprises that can really come up that would slow us down. Homearama is going to be a little more stressful this year for being in this role versus being an installer. Like I said before, you know, installing, you worry about the one thing every single day and you don't have to worry about anything else. Being in this role, I have to make sure that all 16 of those spaces are ready in a timely manner and organized back in the shop and ready far enough ahead of time to where any one of them can go in at any point. That's another problem with Homearama, or another hurdle we have to get over, is working around every trade that's in there at the same time trying to hit this deadline. So there's a lot of moving parts and everything's got to really be ready at the same time to make it all go smoothly. The first official day of Homearama is October 23rd. So our first scheduled install day for Homearama is September 23rd. So we've got the first, from September 23rd, we've got about 2 weeks worth of install scheduled, 2 guys every single day for 2 weeks. And then we've got days here and there where we can move things around if need be. Jeff is still working with the interior designer and with Carol and Claudia to get colors picked out. So we've got some preliminary designs, we're just still waiting on colors. So hopefully within the next week or so, we'll have designs to start working off of. Obviously we'll do like the master closet, coat closets, the pantry. We have done the kitchen before. I don't think we're doing the kitchen in this house. The library, I know, or an office, stuff like that. Little alcoves, living room units on either side of the fireplace. Just really anywhere you can put any kind of organizational solution, we will do. East Coast Development, we're doing the master closet and the pantry. And then the scholarship house, we're doing 2 closets and the pantry as well. So as soon as I get the plans, then it's go time from there. Homearama number 9, here we come.
Hello, I'm Brittini DeRossi. I'm a design consultant at Closet Factory. I've been working for Closet Factory for 6 or 7 months now. My mom actually has worked for Closet Factory for a long time, and there was an opening, and position was open as a design consultant, and she said, I think you'd really like this, so you should come try it out. So I followed her a few times, and it was right up my alley, so I started training with Tammy, and I loved it. I don't have a degree in interior design, but I've always done really cool things at my own house and helped my friends organize their furniture and houses and decorate. And so it's not a degree, but it's something I've always loved to do. The vision of what a space can look like and how we can piece that together, and I like that a lot. When I'm with a client, I try to ask a lot of questions, really hone in on what it is that they've envisioned for their space, what they need mostly, and then what they want. But the need is the most important thing. You know, I need all of this hanging space, or I need drawers, and then from there we can get creative and make things pretty. But really I focus on the need first. The creative design part of this job is what I love. I absolutely adore that part of it. I'm getting familiar with the math and the CAD program and the technical side of it, but the creative part is right up my alley. I was definitely a creative kid. I was always sewing and making jewelry and painting and drawing, all sorts of artsy stuff. My bedroom when I was 13 years old was really, really pretty. It had purple walls. The color was called Time Flower. I had an old antique bed that was silver with gray t-shirt sheets and big fluffy pillows. I spent a lot of time sleeping, so I wanted a really peaceful room to sleep in. I was really into creating my space. how I wanted it. I rearranged my furniture a lot and just always wanted it to be as comfortable as possible. My house now, I live in a condo. It's a second and third floor condo with big tall ceilings. I have a really great big closet with nice wire shelving. It's awesome. It's really functional, but it can look really, really pretty. We need to get in there and do that. I would definitely start my closet from the functional side of it. I would start, this is what I need. This is how I need it to be. Start with the basics, the bones of it, and then build on that and make it pretty. I would do my kids' closet also. They have a really nice big walk-in closet that is just full of toys, and I don't hang any of their stuff up, so everything's in drawers, but I could really use an organized space for their toys. My kids are awesome. They're 9, 7, and 5. I have 2 boys and a girl. They keep me super, super busy. They're way smarter than me. They outsmart me all the time. And I'm like, what have I done? What have I created? Little monsters, but they're awesome. They're so much fun. We paint a lot together, so I like to recycle. So I use cardboard and draw pictures for them, and they paint and outline it and kind of make it their own. We have a lot of fun doing that. That's one of our favorite pastimes. Having your home organized, it just changes everything. You can see, it's easier to focus when you're not in the midst of clutter. So it's really important, to me at least, to have everything in its place. So I love being able to provide that for people. There is emotion behind the space that you're living in. And if things are in disarray, at least personally, when my kids would bring their toys down and fill up my house, I would just walk in a room and just lose my mind. I was like, no. We have to clean this up, keep things neat, because it's sort of this static energy that it's hard to live in. I can't get anything done in a messy space. I have to clean first, and then I can sit down and get to work. I do have a plan when my kids are grown and out in the world on their own. I'd like to move to France for a few years because I really want to learn French. So I don't know if I'd retire there because I've never lived there before. I've always been in the service industry. I've been a bartender for the last 10 years. And with my kids, I just needed a change of pace. It's hard to stay up till 4 in the morning multiple times a week and then wake up and be a happy mom. So I know that I need something different in my life, and this was sort of perfect. I have a sales background also. I've had day jobs also, but so this marries the sales side of it and the creative side of things. And the organizing, yeah, absolutely. It sort of has a little bit of everything that I am. And I like that.
Hi, I'm Jacinta, and we are standing in our newly renovated showroom here at Closet Factory in Virginia Beach. And I'm so excited because it's been quite a long process, but we are getting towards the finish line. Here we now have a china cabinet. Initially, a while back, we had a deeper wardrobe, unit that was here, and we actually reused some of the parts and pieces. So it was a fabulous way to not have to waste these beautiful doors that you see here with what we call French lights. So you've got the glass inserts, and they're very decorative high-end doors that are painted wood. From there, we transitioned into what now we have a pantry area. And the staging certainly helps. Now that we've put things in the actual units, it really helps to define them as well. So it does a couple of things. Not only does it show a typical pantry, but it also shows one of the options when it comes to design, whether or not we're gonna go all the way to the ceiling or we're gonna drop the unit and not go all the way to the ceiling. The china cabinet had going to the ceiling with the crown molding that gives a very trim, so it's like nice a layered traditional finish. And then our pantry area, a unit that's not going all the way to the ceiling, and it has what I like to term it as an accent top. And you've also got some beautiful doors on this unit where they've got a very basic transitional shaker style, with a insert that's got more of a textured finish. So once again, we're just layering and showing, you know, all the different variables that you can incorporate into a design. And we've got a sample of rollout trays here, which are very popular in pantries, as well as laundry rooms. And sometimes I've even used them in closets, you know, instead of a drawer. So this area over here is called our wow section, but also the basic section kind of in one. And our purpose here was to kind of have people's eyes land in this area when they first enter into the showroom. This beautiful light fixture here, because it's like adding jewelry, you know, onto the outfit that just really finishes the space. And you know, it makes you kind of think, wow, you know, that's gorgeous. So we've got our wow section here, and this is kind of our standard. You know, when we're talking about hanging, we use the two most popular depths are the 12-inch and the 16-inch. Here we've got the 16-inch panel, so you can see the clothes and the hangers don't stick out quite as far. So aesthetically, it's a nicer, you know, it's a nicer look. We also show in this corner, a lot of people say, well, what am I gonna do with the corners? So this shows what a lot of us recommend is doing hanging, you know, to shelving and creating a bridge shelf like you see here in a corner, so that it allows you to have full access all the way to the wall, where you can see all the way to the wall, you can reach everything that's all the way to the wall, and then boom, you can start your next storage, you know, for this wall, just a few inches over. And then we've got our beautiful island here that has a mixture. So this unit has a mixture of high gloss options. We've got the high gloss classic white. We've also got a textured high gloss right here on top of our island that's becoming really popular. We also purposely put our most popular drawer heights in this island so that we could actually physically show clients, you know, what the actual depth looks like so they can visualize it. We've also got a double drawer option here where we show where we can put 2 drawers in one on sliders, and we can do jewelry inserts and things of that nature. So we've got that there. So now let's check out the suspended hanging section that's over here that's really cool. All right, so this is one of my favorite sections here. It's also in our, what we call our wow section that people see when they first walk into our showroom. It's in our high gloss white. It also shows a very sleek suspended rod. Normally in your typical, you know, closet sections, we do the adjustable rods, you know, and that is the more functional. But sometimes when we're going for more of a glamorous feel, or if we want to span, you know, a section wider than that 36 inches, we do suspended rods like you see here. And we also used one of our, the backing you can see here, we did something really beautiful. It is actually a form of acrylic called Lumicore, and they have lots of different beautiful textured options to give that wow factor and just give another pop in a space. We've also got different hampers. So we've got tilt hampers that we do in closets. This one has one that's a tilt basket. Then we also have one that's a tilt nylon bags that are over here in this one. So we're able to show clients that option. Now let's go look at the next section. All right, so this unit we have a pakaya is what this is called. I love the name. It's a beautiful textured option. So we've got several, but this one shows if a client chose to do the unit in a whole, you know, textured feature. And it also incorporates just a ton of accessories that we offer. You see everything from a pull-out ironing board that is actually absolutely fabulous, that can tuck away into almost any space. Wardrobe rail, valet rod here that is one of our probably most popular accessory options in closets. We've got inserts here for dividers that you can use on shelves. I mean, this is already partitioned off with cubbies, but sometimes if you've got a long shelf space and you still want to put not necessarily a hard divider, then we've got these pullable ones that are acrylic that can move left and right, and so you really have a lot more flexibility with these type of dividers versus the fixed ones. This is really cool. It's a pants rack. I've got clients absolutely love this because it's a space saver as well, and it's just, you know, it allows you to utilize just a very minimum amount of space to be able to hang quite a few pants. Really nice. And then our wardrobe well, this usually is used, it's great if someone is handicapped or in a wheelchair and they need to be able to access their clothes. Or if we have really tall ceilings in a space, sometimes clients will do what we call triple hanging. They'll hang all the way to the ceiling and use something like this, you know, to be able to still store clothes really high up and utilize the full vertical space even if it's really tall. That's the Bakaya unit. All right, and here we have our library, and this is actually a all stained wood unit. And here we even convinced our fearless leader to let us install a fireplace. As you'd be amazed how many homes we go into where the builder has just done a fireplace with 2 blank walls on either side of it. And there's so much more storage that you can get into a living room area or great room area when you do built-ins on either side of the fireplace. So we have this in the showroom now, and this is a really cool one that's got a little remote, you know, that cuts on. And even if you've got really tall ceilings, I mean, the ceilings aren't super high here, but a lot of homes are doing like the 10-foot ceilings now. So if you want to maximize the space and store all the way to the ceiling, we also have the option to do ladders, you know, in a space. So that's what you see here, and it's custom. We can do any size. We can actually send the specs depending on whatever heights we're working with. We can install, you know, the rail, and then they actually build the ladder. It's custom to the space. Now we've got, next to that, we roll right into an office space that's actually being utilized now by our operations manager until we finish his new office. A beautiful way to use a corner. We do corner desks, you know, quite a bit. We've got some file drawers, you know, in there. And then this is actually a Murphy bed. Now we're going over to what we have named this area the flex space. All right. So this space shows how we can do quite a few things. It's got an entertainment center. So we show where we can do, you know, do custom cabinetry to store a TV as well as DVDs and gaming gear. And as you shift and we move down, we've got another Murphy bed. So because we've got 2 different brands, you know, your Toyota version and your Mercedes version. And this is more the Mercedes version here. It's called our Seco bed. So it's designed more for your everyday use, where it comes down. All of the mechanisms in this one are hidden away, and then it also has some more slats underneath it for a little bit more comfort. So, you know, when we're with a client, a lot of times they want to know, well, what's the difference between, you know, the 2 beds? And so we're able now to actually pull down both of them at the same time. So we've got your Mercedes version, and we've got, you know, the Toyota version, which Toyota's good too. So that we can pull them both down and actually walk through, you know, and show the client the differences, you know, between the 2 beds. So it makes it a lot easier when you're trying to show them to a client and explain the differences. So then we're able to pull this one up where we've got you know, the flat door and the Seco bed, and then we've got this one. They're so wonderful. I'm actually in the process of buying a new house, and I want a Murphy bed in one of my rooms. Awesome. And there you have it. So that's our updated version of our showroom. We have done so much now to it. We're excited, and it is such a great experience being able to bring clients in here, or when clients just drop in here. I mean, I just had one a few minutes ago that dropped in this morning that said, I need a Murphy bed. You know, she's moving into an assisted living area, and we were able to show her, and we wrote it all up and have her install date for her and everything, because we had it right here to be able to show her. So the showroom is awesome. It's great. We love it. And there's probably still more changes to come. So stay tuned.
So that's it for another exciting episode of Operation Reorganization. We hope you've enjoyed it.